Magento SEO secrets, a guide to optimizing a Magento website, part 1 of 2. Look, when it comes to high-end websites, Magento is it. I know our Survivalcave food company is built on Magento. Magento is an extremely robust platform, and if you have a Magento website, you're going to want to watch this video all the way through, because it's going to make you some money and it's going to show you how to do things that I bet you didn't know. As a matter of fact, American Express, Ford, Puma, Xerox, and many more huge companies use Magento as their primary website. Matter of fact, at last check, 2019, 30% of all e-commerce ran through Magento websites. Hey, let me put a graphic up on the screen. This will blow you away. The top 1 million websites, 1% are Magento. Top 100,000, 1.31% are Magento, and top 10,000, look at that, 1.77%. That's pretty amazing. Now, if you've got a Magento website, good for you, because it's a great platform, and there's a lot of things that just out of the box work really well, but there's a lot of things that you can do for SEO also. Now, you're going to want to watch this video and the next video to get all the things that you can do. And one thing you could do right now, I didn't even think about this, you could subscribe. Yeah, you could hit that subscribe button down there. It's red. If you haven't subscribed, click it, turn it gray, and don't forget, ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. That's really important stuff. All right, let's get back to this Magento SEO stuff. So what is Magento SEO? Now, Magento has a lot of extra things in there, like robot files and site map files, and the list goes on and on and on, but I want to kind of drill down and show you some of the things that you should be working on. Okay, I want to talk about crawling and navigating and the duplicate content that can cause. Now, if we look at the image on the screen right here, you'll see all the different options in here on this particular website. And one of the biggest SEO issues with any Magento site is likely going to be the faceted navigation. Faceted navigations create huge crawling and indexing issues, since their existence exponentially increases the number of pages that can be crawled. As pages in the faceted navigation will only either sort or narrow existing products, these pages create duplicate and similar content. Also, if you think about the fact that every single combination of parameters could be considered a unique page, the number of pages a faceted navigation creates can be enormous. Google shows a video from Google. They indicate how a store with 158 SKUs actually created 380,000 unique URLs that Google bot could crawl. Not ideal. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the steps that you can actually do to fix some of these things. Now, number one, you can audit to find low quality index pages from the faceted navigation. Identify steps to remove them from the index, no index, chronological tag. Review the site's log files to find any low quality pages that are getting crawled. Block the crawl of any low value parameters through the robot's text. Consider only allowing pages with high search potential to be indexed. Now, of course, the steps taken here are going to vary a lot depending on the site. The overall point is that if you utilize a faceted navigation on your Magento site, one of the most important things you'll need to do is review how Google is crawling and indexing the pages that are being generated, and take steps to remove them. Now, by default, Magento canonical tags will not be set for both products and categories. Now, fortunately, you can fix this. Let me put it up on the screen and show you what to do. You want to navigate to stores configuration, and then you want to, in the catalog drop down, select catalog. Select the search engine optimization drop down. Ensure that use canonical link meta tag for categories and use canonical link meta tag for products are set to yes, and then select save configuration. By doing this adjustment, you can be assured that all the pages and categories have their own individual tags generated. Now, let me put another example up on the screen so you can actually see what I'm talking about. When you're looking at paginated URLs of Magento sites, we can see that by default, proper canonical tags are not set. In Magento, all of the paginated URLs in a given series have canonical tag that points back to the root category page. For example, Here is how the canonical tag of page 2 of a particular category would look, as you can see it on the screen here. Technically, this is not the best practice from an SEO standpoint. Canonical tags should be used to consolidate duplicate content. Now, since paginated content is not technically duplicate content, they need to refer back to their own page. This will tell Google that each page has unique content and it is different. Now here's a crazy example. Actually, if you look, for example, here's a Magento site where over 4,000 internal search pages have gotten caught in Google's index. If you see this here, this is insane. In order to ensure that these pages don't get indexed by Google, you'll want to be sure the no index tag is applied to them. We recommend having a developer implement this for you, and you can do more research on Upwork or Fiverr or something like that to find somebody who can actually do this work for you. I understand this may not be something you'll want to do, but you're gonna have to manage it. You're gonna have to tell people what you want done, or else you won't know about it and you can't get it fixed. Now let's talk about the robots.txt. okay, and I'm going to put an image up on the screen. Within Magento, you can also configure the robots.txt file. You'll want to utilize the robots.txt file in order to limit how many pages of your Magento site that Google is eligible to crawl. This is especially important to configure if your site utilizes a faceted navigation that allows users to select from a variety of attributes. Fortunately, Magento does allow you to control the robots.txt on your site. To do this, you can perform the following steps. Number 1, in the admin sidebar, navigate to content, design, configuration, find the store view you want to adjust and select edit. Expand the search engine robots drop down, add the robots.txt commands in the edit custom instruction of the robots.txt file field. Now, of course, every site is different. There is no, copy and paste type of format for this. It's really going to be largely dependent on your site, but I would like to show you the steps real quick. I'll put them up on the screen. You'll want to think about the low value pages created by the faceted navigation and sorting options. You'll also want to consider the site's internal search pages, login pages, and the user's shopping cart. Next thing we want to talk about is sitemap.xml. This allows Google to actually crawl your site and figure out where everything is. Okay, it's kind of technical stuff, but it allows Google to do these things. Now, fortunately, Magento has the ability to create a sitemap for you, so you can provide this information to Google. Let me show you the steps real quick. You want to navigate to marketing, SEO and search, sitemap, then click add sitemap button. For file name, add the text sitemap.xml. For path, choose the URL path you want to be associated with your sitemap.xml file. This is generally at the let's say pub URL path, and then click save and generate. It's that simple. Now this will correctly set up your sitemap for Magento, and then all you have to do is submit it to Google. Next thing you want to think about is JavaScript rendering. Now, while this isn't necessarily a bad thing, you'll want to stay on top of it and make the necessary adjustments. For instance, here's an example of a product page in Magento where JavaScript is enabled in the browser. We can see thumbnail images, text and tabs, and a related product section at the bottom there. Okay, so it's very helpful. However, most of that content is reliant on JavaScript to load. When turning JavaScript off using the web developer extension for Chrome, most of those elements do not render. Notice how we can only see the initial 3 tabs on this page here. See how that is? Okay, so a lot of it's missing. Okay, since JavaScript is required to load a lot of the content on the page, we'll want to ensure that it's getting indexed properly. Fortunately, we can use tools such as the mobile friendly testing tool or the rich results test to determine what Googlebot is able to render on that page. Then I want to talk about URL paths. Out of the box, what Magento does is they actually add an extension of HTML on the end of that URL. Now, while that isn't necessarily bad for SEO, it can be more difficult for the person looking at that URL. So we want to make some changes. Let me show you the steps real quick. You want to navigate to stores, configuration. In the catalog dropdown, select catalog, select the search engine optimization dropdown, find product URL suffix and category URL suffix, replace the HTML with a slash, just like that, and then select save configuration. The result will be cleaner and easier to read URLs for your store. Now this recommendation I do want to warn you is for brand new stores. If your website's been around a while and it's already indexed and you've got SEO off it, this could actually lower your rankings if you do this. So if you have an established site, don't do this part. So I know that's a lot. I know that's a lot of stuff to do, but once you get in there and you start doing it and you're making these adjustments, or if you're concerned, hire somebody that knows how to make these adjustments. You'll understand it better and you'll get it. Okay, these are just all new terms, new words for you probably. So one thing I did do is I split this video into two because it's a lot of information, so you must watch both of these videos. Magento SEO Secrets, Guide to Optimizing Magento Websites, Part 2 of 2. Now let's jump right into this. Okay, first thing we want to talk about is redirects. Now generally a person doesn't have to type in the entire URL of your website, which means they don't have to type in www or they don't have to type in HTTPS. Magento is just going to send them to the correct page because they have redirects. Now this is a great user experience because they don't have to worry about typing in an exact URL to get to the right page. However, Magento is a little bit different because Magento uses 302 redirects as opposed to using 301 redirects. Now let me show you a little graphic here and you can kind of see what I mean. Back in 2016 there was a famous study by Wayfair that showed that 302 redirects could significantly dilute link equity. While Google has claimed that 302 redirects passed link equity, this argument is still a never-ending debate in SEO. While we believe that 302 redirects do distribute much more link equity than they used to, we take the stance that you should never utilize 302 redirects unless you absolutely need to. For this reason, we recommend that you make changes in Magento, which you can. Let me show you how to do it. I'll put it up on the screen here real quick. Navigate to stores configuration. In the general drop down, select web, select the URL options, change auto direct to base URL to yes, 301 move permanently. This should ensure that your Magento website's global redirects now utilize 301 status codes instead of 302. Now of course, aside from the global redirects, you also want to make sure that you're able to do one-to-one redirects for individual pages. Now fortunately, right out of the box, Magento will allow you to do this. Let me show you the instructions real quick. In the admin sidebar, navigate to marketing, SEO, and search URL rewrites. Select add URL rewrite, enter the URL you wish to redirect in the request path. This must be a relative URL. Enter the destination page in the target path. This must be relative URL, and choose redirect type. Generally you'll want to choose permanent 301, then you just click select and save. So that's what it looks like right there. Now keep in mind, in Magento, in order to do these permanent redirects this way, the original page has to be completely deleted. So this is an all or nothing type thing. Okay, here's the cool stuff. On page content. This is the thing that we all know about and we all love and we're always working on. Well, I don't know if we love it and I don't know if we're always working on it, but we should be, and we should love it, right? All right, let's talk about title tags and meta descriptions. Magento makes this incredibly easy, guys. Let me pull it up so you can see a screenshot of it. If you want to see your title tags, meta descriptions, URLs for an individual product, don't worry about it. Magento includes this SEO feature by default. When you're on an individual product or category page, simply scroll down and find the search engine optimization drop down. From there you can enter your title tag in the meta title field and your meta description in the meta description field, just like that. Another really cool thing in Magento is you can do related products. Now you've all been on Amazon probably and you saw related products, or people also like these things. You can do that in Magento. Let me walk you through the steps real quick. This can help improve the overall user experience and engagement by showing users other products that are similar to the one they're on. And this can result in more revenue from showing users upsell opportunities. The internal links from these products can help Google easily discover and distribute link equity to them. Now let me show you how to do it real quick. On the Magento product pages, you can manually set related products for a particular product. To do this, all you have to do is navigate to the product and then find related products, upsells and cross sells. You can then select add related products and any other SKUs you offer that users might be interested in. This should add these internal links to the bottom of your product page. It's that simple. Now, one of the biggest weaknesses for Magento right out of the box is it does not include blogging capabilities. Okay, so it doesn't set that up for you. However, and I know that the product pages and categories are the most important, but blogging pages can be massively important too, and they can drive a lot of sales. And you know, in the past few years, so many people now are going online to get information about products long before they buy the product, so your blog can be immensely important. So let's say that you sold selfie cameras, and that was one of the search terms, and if you put in the search term selfie camera, let me show you something real quick. In the screenshot here, you can see that Shot Kit number 2 and B&H number 3 actually rank above Best Buy and Amazon for this query with best selfie camera pages, and because it's informational. When we look at the B&H page, we can see how they've set up a blog post that ranks the best selfie cameras that they offer. Now, as you can see in this screenshot, they've then intelligently linked to the products in their store instead of trying to force a category or product page to rank. They were able to use this listicle type blog post to improve their viability and visibility for an important query. Now, the next thing I want to tell you about is structured data. You need to have it set up properly. I think that's really important so that Google can actually search your site, crawl your site, find out where everything is. Now, these are the 4 things I think you should look at when you're setting up your structure. First off, the home page, that should be more organization. Your category page should be a collection page and breadcrumb list, and your product page should be product breadcrumb, and your blog should be articles. Okay, so let me show you one of those pages real quick so you can see what we're talking about. For example, here's a collection page, structured data, that we were able to implement. You can take a look at it and see how it's set up right here. Now, of course, product structured data is a staple of e-commerce sites. Product schema tells Google and other search engines that the page contains information about the particular SKU. Ideally, the structured data will contain key properties such as the name, description, image, price, SKU, and the aggregate rating. Now, some of this is complicated, and I get it guys. I mean, none of us knew this until we knew it, and that's what you really got to get through your head. You don't know it till you know it, but once you know it, you're going to be okay. You can learn anything. Don't let this bother you. And I would also suggest, if you haven't seen the first video, obviously go watch it, but I would watch both of these videos all the way through, and then pull up your website, pull up these videos, and go through all the steps and make the adjustments on your website. It'll be so much easier to do it that way than to just try to watch these videos and then go back and work on your website. You can pull them up side by side, and as I go through the steps, you can pull up your Magento website and you can work on it. I hope this helps you out. I hope this gives you some knowledge you need. If you have a Magento website, you have so many things you can do, and I know you could be working on it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but just take pieces of this, just work on it. Say, hey, I'm going to work on my site today 30 minutes or an hour or whatever it is. I'm going to work on these items, and that's all I'm going to work on. And I know I'm not going to get everything completed, but I'm going to work on these items. And if you do that, you'll be further and further down the road every single day, and within weeks, months, years, your website will be crushing it, and you'll be making all kinds of money, which is what we all want to do, right? That's the whole point in being in e-commerce and running a Magento e-commerce website. How to 10 times the ROI of SEO work. Now, your time is limited. I know your time's limited, okay, I get that, but SEO is super important. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you why it's so worth your time to go back and revisit SEO. Now, marketers have to justify that their time is actually valuable, and in this video I'm going to prove it to you. Now, on this channel, I teach you how to make money online. SEO is one of the easiest ways to do it. Now, let's face it, on top of time, we all have budgets, and budgets are limited for every single company. So you want to spend your money where it's going to get the biggest return, and definitely SEO is that area. Okay, so let's look at a fictitious company, widgets.com. At widgets.com, they currently rank number 3 in the search engine results for blue extra fine widgets. Okay, and here's what we know. We know that a website that's ranking in 3rd position for a search term is going to get about a 7% click-through rate. Now, given that information, this particular site, for our example, our fictitious example, would get about 500 clicks a month with a 3% conversion rate. Now, I would say that's on the high end of conversion, but let's use that for our example. If you did that, and let's say your widget cost $50, this particular site would be generating $750 a month just for that particular widget project. So the math looks like this: 500 clicks times 3%, which is 150, times $50 gives you your $750. So let's say the marketing manager for this company finds a tool that's going to boost them from third position to second position, and that tool cost them $179 a month. Is it worth it? Well, here's what we know that if you are in second position versus third position for this particular search engine result, you're going to go from 7% to 11% click-through rate. This is going to give you 785 clicks, and we're still going to base this on a 3% conversion. So let me put the math up on the board here. We've got 500 clicks originally, but we're going to get 275 more by going into the second position. Still at 3% times $50 is now going to generate $1,200 a month, which is $450 more. However, you've got the cost of that $179 tool she found, but that equates to $3,000 a year. Now we can run those numbers again and assume that they're able to, rank this page #1 for that particular search engine result, and that would increase it to 22% average click-through rate. So if you did that, if you did that math and you had the original 500 plus 1,070 more at 3% times $50, you're going to be at $2,350 a month. $1,600 more minus the $179 tool, that's $17,000 a year. So now $179 a month for some tools sounds pretty good, right? Now I'll tell you, one of the most effective and useful tools you can have for SEO is Google Analytics. So you need to have your Google Analytics account set up. This is super important. You can Google videos on this. I have some videos on my channel about it too, but you want to make sure you get that set up. I mean, after all, it's free. Okay, so let's take a look at some numbers here. I'll put them on the screen. At this point, any organization with a website that's not investing in SEO is really far behind the curve. So 60% of marketers currently say that SEO is their #1 concern when it comes to inbound marketing. Forbes tells us that over $80 billion is being spent each year in the US on SEO, and that number is going up all the time. So obviously, if you want to contend with your competitors who are taking up space in those search engine results, you need to be able and willing to play the game the same way that they're playing the game. You've got to get in the game first off if you're not doing SEO, or if you're doing it poorly, you got to get better at it. Now here's the crazy thing. I saw a report the other day that only 49% of small businesses who have websites even bother to do SEO. Now here's the truth. Not everybody can spend time on SEO, but it is so very important, guys. Over time, as your pages age, as you remove products and add products, that's going to change your ranking, and it's usually for the worse. And it's not just the cost of doing SEO. You've got to look at the loss cost of not doing SEO. If you're not doing SEO and you're falling further and further down in the rankings, and you're selling less and less of whatever your widgets are, you're going to find that your company is actually losing money. So when you say, well, gee, JR, I can't spend money on SEO right now because I just can't afford it. You can't afford not to. Either you're going to have to do it, or you're going to have to go to some SEO agency. Go to Upwork, go to Fiverr, check out some of the people that are on there, look at their reviews. There's a lot of people out there that you can hire for a few $100 a month that will really get your SEO in gear. This is something you have to do, guys. You have to do this. And I want you to think of it this way. That money that you spend on SEO is going to pay off every single month. It's going to pay off every single month. So when you're doing some SEO on, let's say, a single product, that product is going to generate more sales every single month once you've done the work on that product. Then you could move on to the next product and you SEO that product, and then that product is going to bring you more and more results every single month, and then you move on to the next product. And as you can see, this is a compiling of more and more profits every single month. This is so profitable to you. You have to do this. Like I said, you can learn this on your own if you want. You can buy tools if you want. If you already have a good website and you're generating some money, just invest and let somebody else do it. They're going to be better than you. I can almost assure you that. I'm not good at SEO, so I have other people do it, but I assure you that it's going to be worth it as long as you hire the right person. You do have to be careful. I will tell you that when you're looking at the people online, make sure you get references, make sure you talk to other people before you jump into some contract with somebody, because you know, if you don't do that, obviously you're not going to get real good results. So that's what I've got to say about SEO. SEO is super important. Wouldn't it be nice to have your products on the first page of Google? It is possible. Don't try to rank for short terms. I will tell you that. Like, I don't try to rank for survival food. I own a survival food company. I don't try to rank for that because I know how difficult it is to rank for that. But I do rank for long-term keywords, and that's the thing that you can do that is pretty easy. You can also rank locally for some of your keywords. That's another thing you can do. So I hope this helps you out. I hope you get the idea that SEO is not a cost to you, it's an investment to you that's going to pay you every single month. I remember when I first started out and I tried to do SEO and I didn't really do a real good job at it. So that's one of the reasons I would actually tell you it's probably a good idea to hire somebody to do some of this stuff. There are so many programs out there now. SEO has changed so much. It's not as basic as it used to be. There's so many different areas you have to be able to analyze, and a lot of these companies that you hire, they will actually generate monthly reports or weekly reports, whatever you want, and you can see where your rankings are. You can see how well what their efforts are doing for you. And man, it's so profitable to do this, guys. I mean, it's unlike advertising, because advertising, you spend money and you don't know if you're going to get anything back. On SEO, you know, if you get your rankings up, you know you're going to get percentages back. Okay, so a larger percentage of people are actually going to go to your page. A larger percentage of the people are going to click through. A larger percent of the people are going to buy your product. And once you've got them on your list, I hope you're marketing to them. You're doing that, right? Email marketing. Because once you sell somebody, you can sell them over and over again. So it's a compounding factor. That's why this SEO is so very important. Now keep in mind, this video is about SEO, so it's search engine optimization. That means the search engine trying to find your website. There is SEM, search engine marketing. There's backlinks. There's all these other ways to market your website, but we are primarily focused on your website, your pages coming up in the search engine results. So that's what this video is about. I hope it's helped you out, and I hope you get on this SEO thing as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, leave me a comment below, ask me a question below, tell me what you're doing for SEO that worked or things that didn't work. I'd like to know that too. If you have any questions about starting, running, growing your online business, please put those questions below. In addition to that, I have a $97 course you can get absolutely free. It's in the description below on this video. All you gotta do is click and learn, no credit card required. I also would ask you at this point, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button there, turn it from red to gray, and don't forget, ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you are notified each and every time I go live. I thank you so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. It helps the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.